What if I told you that the biggest difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent, intelligence, money, or luck? Most people spend years searching for the perfect strategy, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect moment to change their lives. But what if the real secret is something so small that almost nobody pays attention to it? It sounds simple, almost too simple, yet it has the power to transform your health, your finances, your confidence, and even your future. It's called the 1% rule. Most people think change has to be dramatic. They want to lose weight fast, double their income, build a successful business, or completely reinvent themselves overnight. The problem is that massive goals create massive pressure. At the beginning, motivation feels exciting. You make plans, set goals, buy new notebooks, and promise yourself that this time will be different. But after a few days or weeks, reality arrives. The excitement fades, progress feels slow, the effort becomes harder than expected, and eventually the goal gets abandoned. This happens because most people focus on outcomes instead of systems. They focus on where they want to be rather than what they need to do every day. That's where the 1% rule changes everything. Instead of trying to become a completely different person overnight, you focus on becoming just 1% better today than you were yesterday. At first, that sounds disappointing. 1%, that's all? Most people dismiss the idea immediately because it feels too small to matter. But that's exactly why it works. Small improvements don't feel overwhelming. They don't require endless motivation. They don't trigger resistance. Almost anyone can improve by 1%. Imagine two people starting at the same place. One person improves by 1% every day. The other stays exactly the same. After a single day, there's almost no difference between them. After a week, the gap is still difficult to notice. After a month, the difference becomes visible. But after a year, the gap becomes enormous. Small actions repeated consistently create results that seem impossible to people who only focus on short-term progress. Think about learning a new skill. Most beginners quit because they expect rapid improvement. They practice for a few days, don't see amazing results, and become frustrated. But the people who eventually master a skill understand something important. Mastery isn't built in giant leaps, it's built through tiny improvements repeated hundreds or even thousands of times. One extra page read, one extra practice session, one slightly better decision. These actions seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they create extraordinary results. The same principle applies to health. Many people start extreme diets or intense workout programs because they want fast results. Unfortunately, fast results rarely last. Sustainable change comes from small habits repeated daily. Drinking a little more water, taking a short walk, choosing a healthier meal, going to bed slightly earlier. None of these actions seem life-changing today. But months later, they can completely transform a person's health and energy. The 1% rule also works for confidence. Many people believe confidence is something you're born with. But confidence is actually built through evidence. Every small promise you keep to yourself becomes proof that you can be trusted. Every tiny improvement becomes another brick in the foundation of self-belief. Over time, you stop seeing yourself as someone who wants change and start seeing yourself as someone who creates it. One reason this rule is so powerful is because it removes the pressure of perfection. Perfection is intimidating, improvement is achievable. When people chase perfection, they often quit after making mistakes. But when the goal is simply to improve by 1%, mistakes become part of the process rather than proof of failure. Missing one day doesn't matter. What matters is returning the next day and continuing forward. Nature provides a perfect example of this principle. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger every day, then eventually, growth becomes visible. Success works the same way. Progress is often invisible before it becomes obvious. This is why so many people quit too early. They expect immediate rewards. When those rewards don't appear, they assume the process isn't working. In reality, they may be much closer to success than they realize. The results simply haven't become visible yet. The most successful people understand something that others don't. They know that consistency beats intensity. They know that showing up every day matters more than occasional bursts of motivation. They trust the process long enough for small actions to compound into remarkable results. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by a big goal, stop asking how you'll achieve the entire thing. Ask yourself a simpler question. What's one small improvement you can make today? Because your future won't be built by one giant decision. It will be built by thousands of tiny decisions repeated consistently over time. And one day, you'll look back and realize something incredible. The life you wanted wasn't created by a dramatic breakthrough. It was created by becoming just 1% better, again and again, until everything changed.